Survivor is one of the most popular reality television game shows in the US, whose format has been adapted and produced in more than 25 countries, becoming a huge hit on American television after its debut on CBS in 2000. The show, despite being on its 44th season, seems to never be losing its steam. In fact, to this day, the show still has a strong fan base. What makes Survivor interesting is that it always keeps the audience at the edge of their seat because the show has so many twists and turns that you sometimes can never tell what curveball the show will throw at you, keeping the show always fresh. The show has so many elements that make it different from other reality TV shows, but one of the main reasons why the show is so interesting to watch is the astonishing cast it brings for every season. Unfortunately, with so many seasons under its belt, many castmates, legends of the TV series, are no longer in our time and space. Hi, welcome to You Wanna Watch, and in this video, we're compiled a list of the 14 Survivor contestants who have passed away. Starting off our list at number 1, we have Jenn Lyon, Survivor Palau. On January 19, 2010, the Survivor community lost its first alumnus, Jenn Lyon. Jenn competed on Survivor Palau as a member of the 𝗂𝗏 tribe, one of the most dominant tribes in the show's history. The season aired on February 17, 2005, after filming from November 1, 2004 to December 9, 2004. She finished 4th, being the first Survivor contestant in history to fall short of the now standard fire-making challenge at the Final Four. Jenn was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer in 2005, shortly after her season of the show aired. She battled illness for 5 years and was active in a number of charities and organizations dedicated to cancer education, research, and awareness. She died shortly after attending Survivor's 10-year anniversary party in January 2010 after the cancer metastasized to the bone. A special that followed 2 weeks later and the season 20 reunion special had segments dedicated in her honor. Number 2. 𝗵𝘃𝗏 Andersen, Survivor Borneo. Despite the fact that over 600 castaways have appeared on Survivor over the past 2 decades, fans will never forget 𝗵𝘃𝗏 Andersen. The real estate developer found himself amid a group of people half his age. His work ethic and confrontational nature clashed with the rest of his group. This original cast member from the iconic first season was the second person to be voted off the island when he was 64 years old. Following the conclusion of the show, he lived for another 13 years before succumbing to brain cancer at the age of 77 on October 29, 2013. Number 3. 𝗂𝗏 Bankston, Survivor Blood vs. Water. Survivor Blood vs. Water changed the game as we knew it, pitting former contestants against their loved ones. 𝗂𝗏 Bankston came onto the show as the fiancé of season 24 contestant 𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗏𝗃, and while Colton went early on, 𝗂𝗏 stayed until the end. His removal even drew praise from host and executive producer Jeff Probst. 𝗂𝗏 was killed on June 24, 2014, at the age of 27 in a work-related accident while on a railroad site. News of the accident has sent shockwaves through the Survivor community. Number 4. Dan K, Survivor Gabon. Dan K, a former Survivor Gabon contestant, died unexpectedly at the age of 40 on December 31, 2016. He worked as a lawyer in Boston for 5 years and utilized his earnings to purchase multiple investment properties. Due to long working hours and a stressful environment, he left his job and sold his investments before competing on Survivor Gabon, which aired in the fall of 2008. Dan started the game as a member of the 𝗂𝗏𝗃𝗃 tribe. He was eventually sent to the other group, where the dominant alliance voted him out due to concerns that he had discovered a hidden immunity idol on Exile Island in the early days. Number 5. Ashley Massaro, Survivor China. Ashley Massaro came onto the 15th season of the competition. Survivor China is a notable name, having spent a few years in the ring as part of the WWE. Unfortunately, she became sick on the game's opening days and was the second person voted off when the members of her tribe believed she was too frail to continue. In 2019, 10 days before her 40th birthday, Ashley was found hanging in her Suffolk County, New York home in an apparent suicide. She is survived by her daughter. Number 6. Rudy Boesch, Survivor Borneo and All-Stars. The first season of Survivor was a blockbuster hit in the summer of 2000, catapulting its cast of 16 into stardom. In the show's iconic first season, at the age of 72, the former Navy SEAL Rudy Boesch lucked into an alliance early on with fellow 𝗏𝗃𝗏 tribe members Kelly Wigglesworth, Susan Hawk, and Richard Hatch, ultimately being the last person voted out of the season and finishing 3rd overall. Rudy brought a lifetime of survival skills and a deadpan sense of humor to the beaches of Borneo. When Survivor produced its first All-Stars season 4 years later, Rudy was certain to succeed, and to date is the oldest castaway to compete on the show. Rudy died on November 1, 2019, at the age of 91 in a retirement residence from complications related to dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Number 7. Cliff Robinson, Survivor Cagayan, the first ever professional basketball player to appear on the CBS reality show, died of cancer at the age of 53 on August 29, 2020. Cliff had a prior brain hemorrhage in March of 2017. He played in the NBA for 18 years, most notably with the Portland Trail Blazers. Cliff is a well-known and well-liked castaway from the original 𝗏𝗏 tribe in the 28th season of Survivor Cagayan, Brawn vs. Brains vs. Beauty. He was the oldest male castaway in Survivor Cagayan. He was identified as a danger by Trish Hegarty and Tony Vlachos, who allied on post-switch Solana with Jeffra Bland and LJ McConaughey to blindside Cliff. Number 8. Angie Jakusz, Survivor Palau. Cassandra and Angie Jakusz, another Palau Survivor contestant, died at the age of 40 on January 8, 2021, following a 3-year struggle with cancer. The New Orleans native rose to stardom in 2005 as a contestant on CBS's Survivor Palau, the reality show's 10th season. Angie, one of the last members of the iconic ill-fated Oolong tribe, was initially an outsider owing to her very different demeanor from her tribe mates. Angie showed to be a determined competitor in challenges, often being viewed as one of the stronger women on Oolong, in order to prove to her tribe that she was helpful. When the announcement of a double tribal council was made, Oolong was caught in a bind as target Ibrahim Rahman was awarded immunity by the rival Kora tribe, resulting in Angie being voted out in the 5th episode. Number 9. Sunday Burquest, Survivor Millennials vs. Gen X. Sunday Burquest, who was a pastor when she competed on Survivor, announced in June 2020 that she had been diagnosed with esophageal cancer that spread to her lymph nodes and ovaries. At the time, doctors had given her months to live. Sadly, Sunday passed away on April 18, 2021. She was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2012 and endured many surgeries, as well as chemotherapy and radiation. Sunday was declared cancer-free in time to compete on Survivor Millennials vs. Gen X in 2016 and was proud to call herself a breast cancer survivor when playing on the reality show. She lasted 35 days and finished 7th place in the season by utilizing her social skills and ability to work effectively with younger participants. Number 10. Ralph Kiser, Survivor Redemption Island. After suffering from a heart attack, the Survivor Redemption Island castaway Ralph Kiser died at the age of 56 on April 20, 2022. Farmer Ralph applied for Survivor several times before finally appearing on the show's Redemption Island season in 2010. As an avid outdoorsman, he went into the game confident that he would win. His quirky personality made him an early standout, and he became a key cog in an alliance that took out legendary villain Russell Hantz. The game initially went well for Ralph, who found himself in a dominant 6-person alliance that controlled his tribe during the early part of the game. But when they reached the infamous merge, his tribe was outnumbered and they were easily picked off by an opposing tribe led by Survivor legend Boston Rob Mariano. Ralph finished the game in 8th place and stated during his exit interview that he had no regrets. Number 11. Clay Jordan, Survivor Thailand. Clay Jordan appeared on Survivor's 5th season Survivor Thailand as a member of the older 𝗏𝘂𝗏𝘃 tribe, who ran one of the more dominant games in previous seasons. He developed a special bond with Brian Heidick, who guided him to the final 2. Clay did well in the end, losing to the used car salesperson by 1 vote. Clay died at the age of 66 on May 19, 2022, due to an unspecified disease after losing his wife to COVID earlier in 2022. We are nearing the end of our video, but before we proceed, we would like to ask you to please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/c/YouWannaWatch2022 and follow us on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/YouWannaWatch. Any support you provide us will help us provide you with more and better content. Okay, now back to the story. Number 12. Dan Lembo, Survivor Nicaragua. Survivor Nicaragua divided its castaways by age, and Dan Lembo was in charge of the elder group. The New Yorker was so out of place on Survivor that he brought pricey alligator shoes into the game, which were soon destroyed by another player. Dan finished the season in 5th place, displaying a wide spectrum of emotions, from a rage-filled unforgettable jury statement at the last tribal council to a shockingly sweet loved one's visit with his son. Unfortunately, Dan died at the age of 75 in September 2022 after enduring progressive supranuclear palsy and irreversible brain illness. Number 13. Roger Sexton, Survivor the Amazon. Roger Sexton was the oldest person on the 6th season of Survivor, which saw the tribes divided by gender. Roger was a diligent worker around camp, but he was confrontational with his tribe mates, often being deemed prejudiced and misogynistic. At the merge, his notoriety came back to haunt him as he was booted home with one of the show's most memorable and stinging voting confessionals from fellow contestant Rob Cesternino. Roger died at the age of 76 on October 26, 2022, after a long fight with Lewy body dementia. And finally, at number 14, we have Keith Nale, Survivor 𝗂𝘂𝗿𝘀𝗀 and Survivor Cambodia. Keith made his reality TV debut in 2014 on the 29th season of CBS's Survivor 𝗂𝘂𝗿𝘀𝗀 alongside his son, Wes. He proved to be a character in his own right. After losing all of his allies, including Wes, in the post-merge, he emerged as an amazing underdog and challenging beast. Keith made it all the way to the Final Four before being voted out one day before the final tribal council, despite never becoming a core member of a long-term alliance. It was no surprise he earned a spot to return the following year for Survivor Cambodia, Second Chance, where he proceeded to deliver comedic character moments like declaring a cruise was more fun than playing the game and driving a tuk-tuk as a reward. Keith was able to replicate his deep run, making it to his second finale and finishing in 5th place. However, the two-time Survivor contestant died after a battle with cancer. Keith died at the age of 62 on April 18, 2023, in their home in Keithville, Louisiana, according to his wife, Dana, after discovering he had cancer in January. Dana stated that it was unknown what form of cancer he had. His presence will definitely be missed. Keith was beloved by his fellow contestants from the Survivor franchise. Keith's fellow Survivor contestants paid tribute to him on social media. Jeremy Collins, who won Survivor Cambodia in 2015, tweeted his condolences to Keith's family, noting that he and Keith were both firefighters by trade. Ex-contestant Kelly Wentworth recalled that Keith had the purest heart and a good sense of humor when everyone really needed some laughs. What do you think about these Survivor contestants? Whose death shocked you the most? Did we miss anyone or anything that you think should have been included? Let us know your thoughts by writing a comment on this video. If you're interested in our other videos, just hover over the videos and just press play. Until next time, watchers, thank you for watching our video.